March Madness right around the corner. Rutgers plays tonight for the quote unquote play-in game. Um, all the real first round games. The round of 64 starts tomorrow. Other than Rutgers, who you got?
Well, I don't want to. You haven't filled out a bracket yet, so I don't know if I want to give away my whole bracket.
I mean,
But
I can bring up my bracket from my other pool.
I will say that I do not have Duke ending Mike Krzyzewski's career with a championship.
Okay, neither do I.
My biggest upsets, I got South Dakota State beating Princeton. I'm sorry, Providence in the first round. I got Iowa State beating LSU. LSU is without their coach.
I saw that. I did not
Um,
trust LSU once I saw they got rid of their coach.
and I got, do we have one last run for Sister Jean and Loyola, just as Tyler Greco says Villanova winning it all? I don't know. I think I have the Ramblers taking over. Why do I keep saying taking over? The Ramblers giving us one last run.
I feel like you got to put some trust in Sister Jean.
You know what? We're taking Sister Jean to the Sweet 16. Save it and lock it in there. But at the end of the day, my Final Four is Gonzaga, Purdue, Auburn, and Arizona. And then I have Gonzaga over Arizona in the championship game.
Okay. So our Final Four isn't that much different. So my Final Four here, I have Gonzaga, UCLA, Villanova, Auburn. And I have Gonzaga versus Auburn and Gonzaga winning it all.
Gotcha.
So I had a couple upsets in there, but not too many.
There's a slim chance that this happens, but if Rutgers can get past Notre Dame tonight, they play Alabama. A lot of people think that Rutgers can beat Alabama. Then they play Texas Tech. Texas Tech, I do not think we would beat. But just in case we beat Texas Tech, we'd run into Duke. And there's nothing more I would love than to end Coach K's career. And I love what I see out of your bracket.
I picked it assuming Rutgers would beat Notre Dame. If Notre Dame wins, I don't have the same faith at all.
You know what? I'm changing my bracket. I had that too. I didn't have that. Now I do. I got Notre. It's not gonna happen. But Rutgers playing Gonzaga for a chance to go to the Final Four would be a dream come true. I don't know who Exiled Snipe is, but
that's my guy Warren. He says go Zags. He's from Idaho, so he's repping the area.
Guy?
Actually, he's a Boise State guy.
Oh, duh. Why didn't I think of Boise State as the first school to come to mind? Why did I pick Idaho?
I mean, he will cheer for Idaho too if they're not playing each other.
But I'm nervous. My heart's pumping. This group: Geo Baker, Ron Harper Jr., Caleb McConnell. They're all in their way. I assume Geo can't come back. Ron and Caleb could come back. I don't expect Ron to come back. I expect him to go to the G League, go to sign a two-way deal, maybe get drafted at the end of the second round. Who knows? Caleb was Defensive Player of the Year. I think he could come back one more year. If he repeats as Defensive Player of the Year next year or, is in the running and gets his scoring to like 10 a game.
Mm-hmm.
He's 6'7". There's a spot for him in the NBA. I don't know. If you put a gun to my head and says Caleb McConnell, defensive player, an NBA player, no, he's not. But there's play. You look at Herb Jones. You look at these guys who win Defensive Player of the Year in these major conferences. They find a way to get onto a roster.
True. True.
What was that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you the first time.
My allergies killing me, man. The weather's warm, but the allergies are crazy. No, but I could definitely see Ron actually. I could see him making a little bit of noise in the NBA. I could see it.
I hope.
I don't think it's too far-fetched.
Shout out Dylan Harper. His brother is actually like a top 50 recruit
Oh, really? I didn't know
Richard
that.
Naso, I'd take a Rutgers championship over anything. I would give Kevin Durant to the New York Knicks to see Rutgers win the national championship.
Oh
I would
man,
give Aaron Judge to the New York Mets to see Rutgers win a national championship.
what about the Red
Doesn't matter if it's in
Sox?
football or basketball. I prefer basketball as a season ticket holder, but you know,
What about giving Aaron Judge to the Red Sox?
there's lengths. I would allow one of my buddy Richie here is a Nets. I'm sorry, is a Mets, Jets, Rangers, Knicks fan. He has not seen a championship in his lifetime. The Rangers won when he was 1 year old, so it doesn't really count. I would let him get off get the monkey off his back and get a championship out of one of those teams for one of my teams for Rutgers to win the national championship. We made that deal. I think I'd make that deal with Richie. You get the monkey off your back, and I get a Rutgers championship.
I mean, he says done deal. So
Well, he said done deal before I started.
well, yeah.
Dealing this, but I'm sure he would take that too. This is after he hit the
God.
game winner against Indiana.
Oh yeah, he did the big balls dance, right?
Yeah.
The Sam Cassell.
Yeah.
Oh God, what would you say his like prototype is like an NBA comparison?
All right. So if you go to NBA draft room,
Mm-hmm.
they have projected as a second round pick in the NBA draft. Their comparison for him is a thicker Gary Trent Jr.
A thicker Gary Trent Jr. Oh God.
Yeah. I mean, I would say like a bigger Bruce Brown. I guess a thicker Gary, but he could shoot though. He could shoot. So I'd say I guess a thicker Gary Trent Jr. is a fair comparison. So like I'm trying to I'm looking through the NBA rosters right now to find a guy who's like 6'6", 240. Grant Williams.
Okay.
That would be probably my best comparison to him.
And Grant Williams is playing a great role for the Celtics right now. And then Tyler asked here, he wants to know our thoughts on Virginia Tech. What do you got?
Hey, they're playing well at the right time. I didn't think they were going to beat Notre Dame. I didn't think they were going to beat North Carolina, and I didn't think they were going to beat Duke. So it's one of those teams that they're playing well at the right time, but are they spent? Did they waste everything they had winning the ACC tournament, which obviously they had to do to get in? If I could find them, and they're playing Texas. Texas doesn't impress me all that much.
Mm-hmm.
Texas is 3-8 against the top 25. They're not a necessarily great scoring team. They're a good defensive team. Can they win it all? I mean, can they win this game? Yeah, if they keep shooting the way they're shooting. Texas under Chris Beard, first year head coach, had a lot of success at Texas Tech. I actually think I have Virginia Tech. No, I have Texas picked. But
I have Virginia Tech winning.
If Virginia Tech plays the way they did in the ACC tournament, they're going to make a run here. I don't think they can beat Purdue because I don't think anyone on Texas or Virginia Tech can match up with the big men that Purdue have, and then Jaden Ivey. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. I don't think Texas is a foregone conclusion to beat Virginia Tech, but it'll be a good game.
So who's your sleeper teams?
Indiana and South Dakota State are my big. I don't know. South Dakota State, I watched them play the other day. They're not athletic enough.
Isn't that where Carson Wentz went?
The problem is there's not a lot of trendy I can see Murray State beating Kentucky or something. There's not a lot of trendy double-digit seeds this year.
That's true.
Like there's no a 12 other than Rutgers, and I can't say them as a homer. Like if Dayton got in as a 12 seed and didn't face up against Iowa, yeah, I would have liked that. But there's not a lot. There's just not a lot of. It's a lot of chalk this year.
Yeah. No, I feel that
because it wasn't with their all white starting lineup, and half their lineup is foreign, and Hung Jung Lee.
I for some reason it took me a while to pick Gonzaga versus Memphis.
No, Gonzaga's unreal. They're gonna.
I know they're crazy. Like they're by far the number one team, but just for some reason, I look at Memphis and I'm like, there's a lot of potential there that just hasn't been reached.
Yeah. Well, Amani
But
Bates is like 17 years old still, so
yeah, and Jalen Duren is a beast. Shout out Philly. I
oh,
mean, the man's literally been the same size since like freshman year of high school because that's when I used to record games and uh, take pictures at some of the Philly Catholic League games. Duren was at Roman Catholic and he was just ginormous. Played
yeah.
with Justice Williams too, who's on LSU. Played with Lynn Greer the third. That team was stacked. And rich ass Chet Holmgren comp.
He's a unicorn. I would say you got a little Kristaps Porzingis in him. I'd say he's a bit of a white Kevin Durant.
Okay.
I mean, in terms of being skinny, he's Kevin Durant, right? But I also think Jabari Smith's like a better comp as Kevin Durant.
Back on NBA draft room, his
Yeah, that's
comparisons
where I was
say
just
poor
going.
man's Dirk and
No, I
Marcus
don't see
Camby
that.
on defense.
Why can't I can't find them at mock draft. Oh, here we go. Yeah, they have. Yeah, I don't like that comp at all. I would say yeah, he's like a white boy Kevin Durant.
Okay.
I mean, I remember watching him against UCLA. That kid got the ball, went the full length of the court, spun, dunked. Like I mean, defensively, yeah, totally he's going to be a monster as a secondary defender defensively. If you get because and this is the perfect age for a guy like him to come in as a center. You don't
Hmm.
have Shaq, you don't have Olajuwon, you don't have Duncan in the league. You're just going to abuse him. Yeah, you have a couple like yeah. If he gets matched up against Giannis is going to destroy him.
Right.
But a lot of these guys want to shoot the three. Good luck shooting over this kid who has like a 7'4" wingspan,
Yeah.
7'6" wingspan.
Which is
Like
straight up
you
insane.
know, he's a rich man's bull. That's great.
This guy said better similarities are Nick's Porzingis with better handling.
American Porzingis. That's what he is.
um,
Porzingis without his brother.
Bol Pol with playing time. He's pretty unique. Is he that good? Blah blah blah. A lot of people still say KD, but just like not as good of handling as KD.
I really like.
Blacker Michael Jordan. Oh my god.
He's Katie light.
Yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
mean, I think that's the best comparison, really. This guy
I
said
really
Tom
like out of this
Gugliotta. I
class.
haven't heard that name in a while.
I really like having seen the three Big Ten guys up close.
Hmm.
I really like Keegan Murray's game. Johnny Davis too. Ivy is so quick. Ivy to me could be John Morant,
Okay,
but Ivy to me could also be insert like insanely athletic guy that never develops a jump shot.
I see. Okay.
Like he could be Derrick Rose without the playmaking and like healthier knees and 80% of Derrick Rose.